My name is Rebecca Davis and I'm a professional actor here in Perth, and I'm currently rehearsing Black Swan State Theatre Company's production of Madagascar, directed by Kate Cherry. I think from an actor's point of view, approaching this work, it's an extraordinary piece. It's a play with three characters, but essentially they're three monologues interwoven with each other. We have a couple of scenes together on stage, but essentially you're following your own character's journey through the play in isolation. And I think that's a challenge for any actor on stage when you have most of the play on stage really with a focus on yourself as opposed to interaction with other actors and characters on stage. But this is unusual in that there are three monologues, but we're all on stage at the same time. So we're listening to each other as actors, obviously for our cues, but we're following our own journey through. So it's a real challenge from an actor's point of view not to get too caught up in the other actors on stage and to maintain your journey. And I think with this piece, it's just the most beautifully written piece. It's almost like, I mean, it's not, but it's almost like poetry in a way. The language is so rich and dense. And what we've really found as actors on the piece is the playwright has been so specific in all of his use of grammar, punctuation mainly as well. And if we find that if we stick to the punctuation as written in the play, it just soars off the page. If we miss the punctuation in any way, there seems to be little clunky bits in it. And that's so rare for a playwright to have that ability to be able to put all the punctuation in to make the sense of absolutely everything. So it's just, yeah, a very challenging piece from that point of view, but intensely rewarding as well. It's a very haunting piece, so, and a moving piece. It's essentially, without giving too much away, three characters' stories and memories of a certain person and what happens when that person is no longer in their lives. So it is moving, it is deep, it's dark in places, but there are also some very funny moments as well. It's not a comedy, but there are some very uplifting moments in it. Although we are in effect in isolation with our characters' journeys, it is, from an actor's point of view, really nice to have other actors on stage just to feel their presence and energy as well. And I think that's, the playwright has made an obvious choice in having all three actors on stage the whole time. We don't enter or exit any time during the play. Everyone who sees the play will have been affected by one of the themes, or possibly perhaps more. And I think it really does make you face your own life, this piece, and the way you view family, your relationships with family, your relationships with friends, and relationships with loved ones, your memories of childhood, how they differ from other families' memories of the same event. But I think it also deals a lot with loss and the pain of loss, and how one continues life after losing someone. We get to the end of rehearsal day and we're absolutely exhausted because we're all on stage the whole time. Usually when you're rehearsing a play, you know, your character comes in and out of the play and scenes, and so you've got your time out, your 5 minutes in the corner, reading the paper, having a cup of coffee. But for us, we're doing, you know, full days of rehearsal, and we're there on the rehearsal floor, we're present the whole time. So it feels like you've run a marathon by the end of it. And because the text is so dense and rich as well, that's a challenge, and so your mind has to be so switched on the whole time. So yeah, I feel like I've had a real mental workout. We've had such a blast, it's been so much fun, and we've all got our quirks as actors. I've worked with Greg McNeil before, and I think if there's going to be a cheeky one, he's the one, you know, but then he's surrounded by women, a bunch of women, you know, the director, the two actors, the stage manager. But you know, it's because the play is so dense and moving and deep, it's nice to have a sense of play and fun on the rehearsal floor, and I think Kate's chosen well with the actors, so we can have a lot of fun, a lot of giggles, a lot of laughs, but when you have to get down to it, then, you know, the focus is on. And Amanda Muggleton, it's such a joy to work with her. I followed her from my childhood when I saw her in Shirley Valentine here all those years ago, and I loved her work then. And she's got a real sense of humour. So it's been a really lovely, easy team to work with. And then, of course, I've been wanting to work with Kate Cherry for a long time. I've admired Kate's work from afar. So it's really nice to be able to finally work with her.